I want to share you about Tokyo. It's not that I'm a Japanese or I know Japan very well, but as much as I could say that I went into Japan 2 years before a lot of us here. Tokyo is the capital of Japan because the bank will only give loan to the capital of the country first. I invested in Japan. Where should I invest? Tokyo. Why? Because Tokyo has the higher population of 13 million. So you look at the population chart itself. Tokyo have demonstrated that they have about 14 million in population. Next Osaka, and next you can see the population chart itself. We are straight off the highest population density in whole of Japan itself. And of course, if you do not know, Tokyo is the capital of Japan. And not anything else, go for the 5 top wards. How many? 5 top wards. Forget anything else. If Singapore, any property agency selling property, don't forget about 5 top wards. Call the agents up. Mr. Agent, is this property at Shioda? Is this property at Cho? Is this property at Minato? Is this property at Shinjuku? Is this property at Shibuya? If you doesn't fall in these 5 wards, forget about it. Say location, location, location. If you don't find these 5 wards, property price goes up always on the best location first. Of course, when it falls on the best location also. If today you buy a property in Japan, do not have a train station, please do not buy. Okay, you look at the 23 wards. There's Tokyo Subway, there's JR Line. If you combine the 2 map together, do you agree that every spot you can find a train station? Yes or no? Yes, today this project, there's at least 4 train stations just beside us. I did this global city power index. We compare Japan or even Tokyo. Tokyo have ranked at least top 4 in economy, R&D, culture, environment, accessibility, right? And this position have ranked from what? London, New York, Paris, and Tokyo, and Singapore. A very interesting chart. It shows that most investment today are banking on one place that is called Tokyo. Have you saw today even JIC have also bought Tokyo? They saw a lot of developers are going to Japan. Why? Because Tokyo is #1 for investor. You look at the transparency. I think when you buy a property, important, you must know the transparency of the country. Can you get data easily? Is the trade suppliers fair? Right? You look at that. Japan is ranked transparent. It's a very interesting chart, right? You could see major Japan corporation, there's 55.2% of local company wants their operation in Tokyo itself. 55.2. Is it good enough? Not too bad. Am I right? But you look at the foreign companies like Shell, Yahoo, Google, there's about 75.5% of companies who wants to fall in Tokyo itself, in Japan itself. Why? Because Tokyo is the capital of what? Japan, right? And you must understand that if today there's 75.5 companies who wants to be in Tokyo itself, what does that mean? That means that the rental demand also will increase. As you demonstrate that Tokyo is one of the best bet because of the vacancy rate itself. And that population prediction in 2020, Nomura have predicted that Tokyo will exceed New York density. Right? In Tokyo right now it's 59 per hectare. New York is 64 per hectare. And they feel that in Tokyo will surpass to 67 per hectare itself. So this is the prediction, okay? We will not know until 2020 itself. You look at Cliff Life, our developer itself. The vacancy ratio in Cliff is about 99% or 98%. Means that every unit that rented out by Cliff, 98% are rented out. Is it good enough? Good. Okay, next. You look at now, is it a good time to buy Tokyo? Is it a good time to buy Tokyo? Who say yes? Raise your hand. Okay, give a check later. Okay. I'll share you that Tokyo have won the Olympics, and we are pretty sure and very sure and definitely sure that price will increase. Then can I do a small little survey? How many of y'all here is very comfortable in the next 5 years your property price increased by 35%? Raise your hand. 35. Wow. Are you all in property seminar? Do you expect more? Who's very comfortable that property price in Tokyo will increase by 45%? Raise your hand. What do you expect? 200%? Okay, so my gut feel is that property price in Tokyo will increase at least by 40% in the next 3 years. Who's buying step-up property in Japan? That is in December, right? You can see that Chinese investors studying into Tokyo as their property investment market on December itself. You could see buyers focus on Japan. You could see that buying property in Japan with a Singapore bank loan, we are featured over here, right? You'll be expecting about 5% if you rent it out yourself, but you want a guarantee yield is about 4%. Okay, rental yield, you'll be expecting about 5% if you rent it out yourself, but you want a guarantee yield is about 4%. This project itself, I want to share, is at the city itself, right? It's 116 units. It's by the developer Curve Life. Curve Life is a 29 years old track record company. They are the strongest and the most launches in compact unit. That means they do only compact unit. They are the expert in compact unit. If you you Google on them, they have built more than 250 buildings, minimum, okay, in the track record itself. So this place itself, right, is at Minato, and all of us know that Minato in the city area itself, the population is about 232,000, density very high in the smack of Tokyo itself. In short, if you see Tokyo Tower is just at Minato. I want to share about the Curve Life occupancy rate. In the past 8 years, all the guarantee returns that we sell for Curve, 98.27% are rented out. There's a shortfall of 1%, and the ratio is about 54% male, 46% female, and these are some of the people that actually rents the property itself. They are profession itself, okay? And look at the location itself, right? We are at this is Tokyo Tower, right? We are just at the smack, just away. We could see the Tokyo Tower itself. It's so close to Roppongi, it's so close to the Tokyo Bay, whereby the Olympics setup is here, right? You can go to Ginza, you can go to places whereby the palace is all here. It's at the city area itself, right? So location-wise, I can assure you we are one of the best location. Okay, price range is about 400 over 1,000, right? And per square meter is about 1,004 per square feet. That's pretty average. And location, right? You could walk 4 minutes to a train station, 5 minutes to the train station. Of course, you ask yourself, are we at the prime location? The answer is yes.